Yo.
Hello. Alright, so I want to get the pain out of the way first. So let's talk about some of that. Go ahead.
Okay, so knees, little achy this week, but solid. Those are fine. The shoulders, after easing the bench just a tad, they seem to feel better, but not 100%.
So it's probably all of it is just stemming from the squats. I'll almost guarantee it.
That's what I was thinking with the shoulder, was the external
So here's
rotation.
what I think we can do and still make good use of this block. Today I'll give you an RPE prescription on your single.
Okay.
And then we'll just do 2 back down sets. So top single at 9.5.
Okay.
So leave 5 pounds in the tank. Go as heavy as you want. Leave 5 pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we're not going to push the double after. We're going to do 400 for 2 doubles. And that's it. We're just going to call it after this week.
Okay.
We're just going to deload you and get you back into shape.
As you guys just saw in that previous clip, I was on the phone with my coach, and today he prescribed me a big boy squat day. We check in every Tuesday, so today is a beautiful Tuesday morning. Now that I have the consensus of what I'm going into the gym to do, this is week 4 of my programming phase, I believe, so I wasn't too sure if we were gonna deload me out or continually ramp it up, but we're ramping it up, going for a squat PR today. So I just downed some nootropics, got my pre-workout right here, gonna down this and head to the gym in about 10 minutes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the intensity of today's vlog. In the car, heading off to the gym. This morning, I went and got some breakfast at this place called TJ's Diner right across from the gym. And man, it was good. It was a lot of food. I had what was called a 2-car pileup. And what's in the 2-car pileup is 2 biscuits. You have gravy, bacon, sausage, green chili. For those of you who are not from New Mexico, you don't know what green chili is until you've had New Mexican green chili. Then every New Mexican's gonna tell you that. But you had some green chili, and then you had 3 eggs on top of it. So it was just runny, gooey, like savory, salty goodness. But that is gonna be fueling today's training session. All that bloat is kind of gone down. I've drank plenty of water, got the pre-workout in my system, jamming out to some songs, and we're gonna tune into the intensity. Luis is gonna be at the gym with me filming today's session, so we're gonna have some good cinematic B-roll / edit of today's training session. So stay tuned.
I'm dying!
No. You're being reborn.
If y'all want some new pre-workout type music, code Pandorum hits hard, but only if you like electronic dubstep, fucking trap type stuff like me.
We lose ourselves in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, of things that fade away. Let me keep coming back, 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 keep coming back. Keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. material world, where things are fake.
Hammered out a squat PR. That was 520 pounds on the dot. I was prescribed 9.5, as you guys saw in that phone call. RPE 9.5. Said to go about 5 pounds shy of absolute failure. And I think that's about where I was at. Had I gone 5-10 pounds heavier, I think it would have came up, but hard to say. Anyways, checked my ego at the door, stuck with that PR. Now we're moving on to Spoto press. Just kidding, it's not Spoto press, board press. That's what we're doing. So one thing with today's session that I feel could be notable for some of you guys watching, especially if you train pretty hard. Throughout your journey, throughout progressing and getting stronger, bigger, leaning out, whatever your goal may be, you may experience obstacles a lot of the time resulting in injury. Whether you got minor tendonitis, you pull a muscle, you tweak something, you sprain something, you strain something, whatever it may be, aches and pains, they kick in all the time. So this last week, as well as this week, walked into the gym, felt like garbage. Knees are absolutely thrashed. Shoulders hurt even with some of this bench press work. There's some times where it's just not tolerable and you need to back off a little bit. But with that being said, that should not be a reason that you stop. With that, you should be able to work around those issues or work through those issues the best that you can after assessing them. If you don't know how to assess those, get the professional. But a lot of the times the body's a lot more resilient than most people think. So 9 times out of 10, you probably are able to push through it. So don't allow it to be an excuse as to why you can't reach your goals. Some of y'all might be like, yo, Tate, why aren't you locking your hips out, bro? Answer, that belt, anytime you stand straight up, is pulling your hips forward, thus putting you into an anterior pelvic tilt, which is not ideal for hip pathology. So what I do is I kind of envision the belt similar to that of like a donkey calf raise, where it's sitting on your tailbone. You create a tabletop on your low back by leaning yourself forward, keeping your hips behind you, and not letting your rib cage float up. So the reason I'm finishing here is I'm still getting full range of motion of the quad, which is the prime mover with any form of leg press, belt squat maneuver or variation. But that's why I'm leaning over. This is where I don't put any strain into my hips or any discomfort into that low back. Fuck. That's a wrap on today's training session. Hit a squat PR. Last week we hit a squat PR of 505. This week we hit 520. Again, like I said in some of the other talking clips, felt good, may have been able to go up a little more, maybe not, who would know. Sticking there, checking my ego at the door. Finished it out with some belt squat work, a little bit of bench work, lunge work. Legs are absolutely roasted. I'm starving. I'm gonna go get some grub and I'll show you guys what I get. This is our post-workout meal, some salmon and a protein bar. It's all I have time for, so we gotta get it in. And just like that, back to the gym 20 minutes later. Just finished up all my athletes at the weight buffet. I am absolutely starving. I'm gross. I haven't showered or anything yet, but I've eaten like maybe 1600 calories on the day, especially after that big squat session. I've only had about 400 calories, which is that meal that you guys saw. So we're gonna hit up Texas Roadhouse and get some of their amazing rolls and things like that. So I'll do some little clips on my phone showing you guys what I get, and then I'll catch you guys right back at the house. It is a new day. I wanted to hop on and talk to you guys a little bit before closing out this video. I want to talk about goal setting, achieving your dreams, and really just achieving anything in life. Ultimately what it takes is, simple as it is, keeping promises you make to yourself. Meaning, if you say you're gonna follow a diet, you follow it. If you say you're gonna go to the gym today, you go. If you say you're gonna follow a gym regimen that's 4 days a week, you do it. If you say you want to open a business of your own, you start taking the productive action to develop the skills that are needed to own that business. Whatever it may be, you control the things that you can control today to get you to that outcome or that dream goal that you have in mind. I feel that too many people give themselves a cop-out in regards to a plan B. With any form of goal setting or achievement, you really have to give yourself no other option but that outcome that you're looking to achieve. So for myself, for instance, I always wanted to own a gym of my own. That was a dream of mine that I envisioned for myself at 16 years old. So I started taking the steps necessary to achieve that said goal, and in my mind, I wasn't going to allow myself to go to college because that was going to distract me away from my goal. I wasn't going to allow myself to go work another career that was in a completely different industry. I worked at a gym. I worked my way up the ranks at a gym. I became a personal trainer. I even got into the side of fitness where I sold supplements for a little bit at GNC. Hated that job, by the way, but I dove deep into the industry that I was looking to engulf myself into. And ultimately that sped up the process massively by giving me some experience and skills that I needed to, when the opportunity arose to actually have a gym of my own, I was fully capable of handling it. Too many individuals will say things like, I'm gonna go to the gym today, and they don't make it happen. And they allow those things to slip by. Those are the things that have you looking back 5 years later and wondering what the hell you've been doing with your life. So ultimately what I wanna say, without getting too deep into a tangent, is go after whatever the hell it is that you wanna do in life. And do not let yourself get distracted by anything else. Have a zero options mentality, no plan B, set your plan A and stick to that until it fucking happens. So, a little bit of a tangent, but that's something I come across quite often with individuals, and even for myself. I'm talking to myself a little bit here also, but I felt that it needed to be said. So if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for some future content because we aren't stopping this shit.